Hey there, everybody. I wanted to take a few minutes just to touch base with y'all and inform you about some thoughts I have on some issues that are going on in the country right now. And I thought it was ironic. I'm doing this shooting of episodes during the primary, but with some things that's going on right now in the news, the media, and with our government, I thought it would be a good time to touch base with you about a current event. Now, first off, I just want to start out with, we live in a different time. This is a different culture we live in nowadays. We live in a culture where nobody follows rules anymore. There's no discipline anymore. It's all entitlement type of culture where no rules are followed. And it's kind of a reflection of how our government's being run, our politics are being run, and how people are leading by example. So I want to touch on that right off the bat. But getting into that, I think it relates a lot to what's going on right now in the news and with our government. Because this political sit-in that's going on right now, I don't know if you've been following the news these last 24 hours or not, but there's a big sit-in going on in Congress on Capitol Hill up in Washington. The Democrats are staging a protest and are trying to block the House and block Congress from being able to work and vote on different measures because, excuse me, because they want to get something done with gun control and with the assault weapons. So it's really reminding me that, well, with what they're doing right now in Washington, with how the Democrats are doing the sit-in, it reminds me that we're in a different time now. It kind of reminds me of the history back in the 60s and the 70s with the civil rights and the protesting going on. And with John Lewis running this protest in the House with the sit-in, he was one of the leaders back then, and he's staging this, and he's kind of reliving his time back in the 60s. But there's really different ways to look at this. You can look at it from one point or the other. One point, you can look at it from a conservative side, where they're really breaking the law, because House rules say that you cannot be disrupting votes, making a voice on the floor while a vote's in session. You also, that's a violation of House rules where police can come in and remove you by protesting and by being vocal like they're being, and also by having cameras using their phones on the floor, televising and streaming live what's going on. So they are breaking rules. They're breaking laws, and that kind of goes hand in hand with how this culture is nowadays. But there's another way you can look at it too. We wouldn't be knowing what's going on if it wasn't for this. And we do really live in a different time with technology and with this culture nowadays, where people don't follow rules and they use their technology to live and communicate. So I can see why the Democrats are doing what they're doing. And as far as gun violence goes and the assault weapons goes, something really different has to happen, because nothing's getting done. It's just more of the same. And the Democrats know that if they just continue to let things go on like they're going, nothing's going to get done. Plus, it's an election year, so I can kind of see why they're doing this now. Public opinion is really behind them, and if they're able to televise this and document it on film and be letting people know live what's going on, it can really get out to the masses, and it'll probably be a cause for change. So in a way, that is good. Sometimes you have to break rules and go against the rules to make change. So with them doing it in a way of civil disobedience, they're not being violent, and they're they're staging something in a way where it can bring change. So that's good to see. So there's different ways to look at it. But I'll tell you something, I'm very liberal, I'm very independent, and being a Democratic candidate in the Congress campaign, when I become a member of Congress in January, I'm going to be a voice for the lesser known and for the minorities and for the ones that aren't heard. So I'll be with the Democrats with things like this, because it's going to take some radical change to shake up the political system and make changes that need done. So I just wanted to touch base with you all for a few minutes and share some thoughts with what I think about what's going on with the sit-in, some pros and cons with each, and my views on it. So just wanted to take a few minutes and let y'all know that there is a sit-in going on at Congress, and we'll kind of see what happens and see if this can bring up some change with gun control and assault weapons.